Buy-to-lets are dead, and they say you have to invest in HMOs. So let's analyse this HMO deal to see whether you should be investing in HMOs or whether this is a good one. This is up for auction at guided at 180. This is in Plymouth. It is currently got 6 bedrooms. It's kind of split into two, of an upper floors of a 6-bed HMO and a 1-bed flat below. I don't know whether it's all one title or separate titles. That's something for you to investigate and something I would look at. And maybe there could be some scope to value these separately if that is the case, in which case this could be a better deal than the way I'm about to analyse. So something to bear in mind. It does have a commercial lease, it says on the ground floor, which is a bit surprising for a 1-bed basement flat. So again, you need to look into that to see whether that's all viable and whether that will fall into the new Renters' Rights Reform Bill. So 180,000, it needs work. It says it needs work. We have no floor plans to work with, so we don't know the sizes. I assume they're not en-suited rooms, etc. So how much can you move up the rents to? I assume it's empty at the moment. I don't know. But what kind of income can you get out of this if you did it up, and how much would it cost to do it up? I always like to go high end with my HMOs, achieve great rents, and hopefully then we can knock on the door of a 600 quid rent which would be top for this area, I would have thought. Now, that is then going to drive, as it's a 7-bed, into a commercial valuation. So we have to look at what that might end up being and where do we get to at the end of the values. Because after all, I like to put my money in, recycle the cash and go again. That's what most investors do, the BRRR model. And on HMOs, that is fantastic because you get the cash flow to support that new increased value. So let's see if we can move this up. I think this might be worth about 450-ish for a commercial valuation, maybe 475. If we can get the rent roll up to 50 grand, 600 quid a room, we've got the flat downstairs as well. We might have 50 grand a year out of it, which might mean we get a 450, 475 valuation, a little bit better than a 10% gross yield. Maybe we need to be looking at 11%, which will bring the property down. So then you say, well, if I'm buying at 180 and we can get this valued at 450, surely this is a deal. And I think there could be something in this. But we don't know what the scope of works is required. Are we trying to en-suite? Are the rooms big enough? All this kind of stuff to get that end rent. But we assume we're going to have to spend about £100,000 on this property. And I do think this will go for more than 180. Last time this was sold, it went for 240. So let's assume it's going to go for something similar to that again. It's going to be somewhere between around 220-ish, I would have thought. And therefore, add £100,000 to that, add the cost of all of that, then we're going to be pushing that up, aren't we, to 320, 350, 360 all in terms of costs and financing, etc., depending on how long you take to do the deal. This gives you an idea of all the back and all of that stuff. But if you get it up to 450, you're going to get a 337 mortgage. We're all in for 360. You leave about 30 grand in, and you're going to get about a 1,500 cash flow out of it. So that's not a bad deal if you're doing it. If you can put your money in, take your money out, most of your money back out, then that is a good HMO deal in my view. So you might want to have a look at this one, but this will probably, auction might have gone before you actually manage to get a chance to have a look at this one. So don't forget to give me a follow for more interesting deal analysis like this kind of stuff, and therefore you have more time to actually maybe act on it. You know your thoughts on this one in the comments below.